Welcome back to Crazy Bill's Garage, and look what we got here today. We have a Quaker State. Moreover, a 3387 Quaker State. And this filter is from 2016 of June 11th. And this filter was bought in August of 2016. So, a friend gave this to me saying he didn't need it no more. His son used to have a Pontiac, what was that? Pontiac Grand Prix with the 3.8. And yeah, these little filters fit on that 3.8 back then. And yeah, this is what he was running on it. But this is sitting on a shelf since 2016 of August, he says. That's when they have a receipt for it. They still had a receipt for it. That's crazy. And yeah, 3387 QS 3387A. And I figured, hey, you know what? I'll take apart a filter. It's 10 years old. Well, yeah, it is 10 years old because it was made June 11th, 2016. So I figured, let's take her apart. Let's see what they looked like 10 years ago. We can already see that Purolator here was the maker of this filter. I believe they still make Quaker State filters for them. So let's get a weight of this filter. Doesn't say anything. Might as well just get a weight of it while we're here, right? In grams, 233.4. 233.4 grams. Not bad, really. Actually, I could have just left that on there and went to turning it off by accidente. And going to ounce. And there's where I screwed up. There we go. 7.501 ounces. Not bad. Good little 33. I've used a few of Quaker States in the past, and I don't think they're too bad, really. Never have a problem with them, except they are built by Purolator, and let's see how good Purolator built these 10 years ago. So, let's take off the good old, that is a good, what do you call that? I'm sick right now. So yeah, that's a base gasket, and yes, I am sick right now. You might be able to tell in my voice, or you might not. Wouldn't that be something? But yeah, I'm sick. I'm sounding nasally, I think. But nose, head stuffed up. Wife got me sick. Yeah, marriage. Oh well, it's been quite a long time. So, let me just see. You know what? I don't have to see what that weighs. Let's just get to cutting this open and seeing what it's like 10 years ago. So there we are. Let us pull this off, unless it's all glued together. Oh, come on. Oh, maybe it is all glued together. Oh, wow. It's that anti-drainback valve there. Still pretty clean inside. I was getting worried looking at it, as I thought I saw a little bit of rust on some spots. But you know what? I'm not worried now. It sat on a shelf. It just... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 inlet holes. 3 good threads to hold it on. Pretty chunky. It's not terrible. It's pretty chunky. I will, take a look at that. But under grams. So, wow. It's 107.4 grams. So, that is a decent base. Wow. Now, what's it say here? Well, not much. 18 millimeter? Wow. 18 millimeter. That could be. I don't really know myself. Okay, let's get on with this. Yeah, this thing is on here. Wow. Many heat cycles from sitting in his garage. So I see there's no bypass valve on the 3387A. But this has stood the time and It's actually not bad for rubber. It's definitely rubber. That's 10-year-old rubber anti-drainback valve there. Wow, that's not bad. Let's pull her out. Let's take a look at... Oh, that is a thick bypass spring. That is the way I like to see the springs. The older ones, before they started cheaping out, I guess, putting flimsy springs in them, leaf springs, that is a very, very strong spring. So let me see inside the canister here. You know what? Gotta get out the measuring tool so I can see how thick this canister is. So let's do her. Yeah, your standard 0.31 millimeters, I guess. Yeah, it's pretty flimsy, but I guess that's the way they built them back then. Oh, wow. You can tell this is 10 years old. It's got holes, like drilled holes in it. When Purolator used to put drilled holes in their filters. Ah, yes. And you know what? This thing doesn't have a ton of glue all over it. 10 years ago, were they had better control over their adhesive glue? Because, wow, really nice looking. Well, let me count those pleats up, see what we got there. I should have compared this to a new one. So we got 57 pleats on here, and I can tell there's quite a few pleats. So 57 isn't that bad. Wow. Well, I guess I should cut off the filtration, and we can check out that holy tube. Well, let's get out the super knife. Many call it Ginsu knife. We'll do a good cut here. There we go. Almost through. There we go. Thank you, super knife. Now we can see here. Yeah. Quite a look at how this is all kind of now. The adhesive after 10 years, though, is kind of, maybe not. It still feels pretty pliable. So there's the tube. So, not many holes in it, is there? So how can that flow oil more than a louvered tube? I don't know, louvers. You get a lot more than just a few holes, but oh well. I know I'm a tube lover, but you got to go with something. You got to go with a good louver set, and they do give you quite a bit more louvers. But that's nice. Back then, wow. So there we go. Let's see how I just did that. Now I gotta bunch it all back together again so I can see how thick these were. 10. Let me do that again. There we go. 10.25 millimeters. That's how tall the pleat is. 10.25. Well, while we're at her, let's see how thick this cellulose. It is cellulose. How thick the cellulose is. Yeah, that's pretty good. 0.7. There. 0.75 we'll go with. 0.75 of a millimeter. Now, let me get her out and see how much filtration we have here. So filtration is not that bad, really. At 48 inch, that's 4 feet. They're 122 centimeters by 2 inch or 5 centimeters. So that wasn't that bad. Let's see how much this filtration actually weighs. There we go. 12 grams. That's pretty good. But, well, let's get to. I don't have a working microscope today. And, well, let's just say I left my other one someplace and I can't get it until I go back to work. So maybe you know where I left it. But let's do closing comments. So I think we have a pretty decent filter here. It was decent for 10 years ago. 10 years ago, pretty almost exactly this was made. So it was kind of nice to just see how Purolator made a filter 10 years ago. Interesting that they used back then. Well, everybody back in 10 years ago. I don't know when louvers first came about. I should look that up and find out. But yeah. Um I would have used it back then for sure. 10 years ago, I would have been in my late teens for sure. Maybe a little older. Yeah, probably a little older. But this seemed like a pretty decent filter back then. I'd love to have tested a new Quaker State against it and see how those were built. Maybe I still will get another Quaker State, newer type, and I can just use this one against a newer one to see how well the newer ones fare out. But I'm pretty sure the newer ones are going to fare out kind of like this Purolator here. And I hear Quaker State has some newer filter. It's equal to maybe the Purolator 1 Wix XP kind of like filter. I'm not sure. I haven't seen it. It's just I didn't even see any pictures of it yet. I looked online. I can't see it. I can't find it. But I hear that it's there. But tell me what you like. Tell me if you like this. It's 10 years ago, so I know it's 10 years in the past. But it sure actually continue. This turned out to be a pretty good filter inside. It's not terrible. This would have been a great standard filter for your vehicle back then. And that's all he used in that Pontiac was he had he buying Pontiac did this back then. I think he said it was only like $5 back then. I think that's what it said on the receipt. It was $4.99 plus tax. That's some Canadian Tire or something. I think he bought it from. But yeah, give me a comment. Tell me what you think, and thanks for watching. Really, thank you.